Fringeland, where the lines get blurred, where the odd and the unheard finally get their word. Aliens and outlaws, politics and schemes. Fringeland's the place for the wildest dreams.
Welcome to Fringeland, where we meet people on the very edge of our society and sometimes reality. My name is Kaye, and I'm your host. It's a beautiful day today here in Burbank Studios. We have a really exciting show planned for today. My guest is Celeste Marigold, founder of Compassion Kitchen vegan restaurant in Santa Monica. And she's going to be talking to us about some of their exciting new vegan dishes and what's going on in their restaurant. Should be an exciting show. Let's begin. Well, hello, Celeste, and welcome to Fringeland.
Thank you, Douglas. I'm so excited to be here. I've heard so much about Fringeland. All my friends tell me that I had to come on this show to promote our restaurant. I'm very excited to talk to you today about what we've been doing at Compassion Kitchen and some of these really exciting dishes that we have coming up.
You know, maybe before we get into the great dishes you have at Compassion Kitchen in Santa Monica,
That's right.
Maybe you could tell us a little about your journey. I like to give our guests the opportunity to provide some context, hear their story, where they came from. So I guess my first question for you would be, how did you know that you were going to be a world famous chef someday at Compassion Kitchen? When did that passion begin?
Well, people always seem to be surprised when they find out that I actually grew up on a farm outside of Ojai in California.
Okay.
My father had all kinds of beef, goats, all kinds of different kinds of animals that we raise. And yes, we did actually sell those off for meat. So I have a lot of history around meat. I'm very experienced with it, but eventually this became my calling as I wanted to develop delicious food without meat that would surprise our guests in a way that would never experienced vegan cuisine at this level before. And I knew that when they came to Compassion Kitchen, they would try it and they would never want to have beef again or chicken again or goat again, because what we create is such a unique flavor combination. There's really nothing like it in the world.
I see. And I heard that you were nominated for a James Beard Award. That had to be very exciting for you.
Yes, it was. We knew we were doing something special, but always it feels great, of course, to be recognized by such prestigious institution as the James Beard Foundation. But it really just validates everything we believe, which was that we could create a sustainable, locally sourced vegan food that would absolutely make an impact on Los Angeles, more than just Santa Monica, and would be a place that people would want to go to again and again and bring their friends. And I cannot tell you how many times I walk down the aisles and I hear people say, I can't believe this is vegan. It's so delicious, it's so tasty, and it's really been a real thrill to me to stick it to the animals.
Unfortunately, I'm not able to eat on the microphone while we do the show. It's actually in my contract with the station, but my producer Rory and some of our engineers actually have been lucky enough to sample some of your food today. So why don't you talk us through some of the dishes that they're trying right now and let us know. And by the way, they look very, very happy. In the window, I see them really eating these, looks like some kind of taco. Is that what that is?
That's right. That is our jackfruit carnitas taco with chili lime cashew crema. It's a plant-based twist on a street classic.
Well, it looks delicious, and
I
it's,
bet.
I guess, more ethical because there's actually no pork in the carnitas. So
No
that's
pork.
that's lovely, actually.
That's not our goal. Our goal is really to make the most delicious food we can. Like our smoked beef tartare with truffle oil. It's a deep, earthy elegance dish served with flaxseed crisps.
I love a good beet salad, and the idea of using beet as like a smoked tartare with truffle oil sounds absolutely delicious. I understand you even do sort of a scallops dish that's sort of a play on that, but with no meat.
Yeah, we have a king oyster mushroom scallop and a lemon garlic foam. It's a seafood reimagined, but without the stupid fish involved.
I mean, I have to say, I do like fish sometimes, but I know they are not considered to be the brightest.
No, they're
out
dumb
there.
as a doorknob.
Okay. I understand that Compassion Kitchen is actually going through a major renovation.
Oh,
You're
yeah.
expanding.
Can
that
you hear
has
it?
to be exciting news for customers.
Yes, we've expanded. We're no longer just Compassion Kitchen vegan restaurant. We are now Compassion Kitchen vegan restaurant and a slaughterhouse.
Slaughterhouse.
That's
Now,
right.
I confess I don't go to a lot of vegan restaurants, but I know they're
That's too
known
bad.
for their quirky sense of humor. So is this where you are,
That's true.
cutting up your vegetables or making your plant substitutes, your meat substitutes? Is that what you call a slaughterhouse?
No, it's a traditional slaughterhouse. We slaughter cows, chickens, goats, horses, any other animal
That's
that you want
surprising.
put down quickly and convert into meat. So we have the vegan restaurant in the front and the slaughterhouse with a rear entrance, like a drop-off entrance. It actually used to be a mortuary, so we kept the drive-through that they used to drop the bodies off, and now you can
see.
literally just kick a cow out your truck or throw a pig at your car, and our
Throw a
butchers will
pig.
pick it up, take it inside, kill it quickly and brutally, and cut it
Brutally.
up. And we sell it to other restaurants because obviously we're not going to serve it in Compassion Kitchen since that's a vegan
No.
restaurant.
Right. Did you say brutally? Can you
That's right.
explain what that means?
Well, we're an artisan slaughterhouse that goes back to older techniques, so we still use hammers mostly, and we'll, stand around a cow and we'll have one person hold it with a headlock, and then the other two will just hit it with the hammer
Headlock.
until it stops shaking or convulsing.
Oh.
It's really the most convenient and least expensive way to make sure that a cow is dead before we carve it up into meat and then sell it to whoever our buyer is.
Celeste, I have to say I've never heard of a vegan restaurant having a slaughterhouse
That's
attached
probably
to
true.
it. Is this common at all in the vegan restaurant world?
Yeah, really, I don't know what everyone else is doing. We try to stay true to ourselves, but the fact is that I don't love animals. I love plants. Plants don't deserve to be eaten by cows and pigs, and that's
see.
why we beat them mercilessly with hammers until they stop moving. Careful, they stop eating our delicious vegetables, grains, legumes, as well as our wonderful fungi, our mushrooms. We don't want those eaten by animals. So cows are
see.
thieves. They eat the vegetables. I've dedicated my life to protecting and engineering ways to make them more delicious. And so we slaughter compassionately. We hit them in the head repeatedly. And it's usually fairly quick. It could take no more than, let's say, 15 minutes. And then that
15
cow will stop
minutes.
convulsing. And we know he's dead. And we just save more plants.
I don't know a lot about how slaughterhouses work or what is considered an ethical way to put down an animal.
More about efficiency.
I know you grew up on a farm in Ohio, so I'm sure you're
That's
more
right.
familiar with this. But
Very familiar.
hitting that cow on the head for up to 15 minutes with hammers doesn't sound like the most compassionate with you. I thought there was like a gun that you could like point at their head and it, shoots out a little metal beam that compassionately puts them down quickly. For you don't use that, you prefer hammers.
No, this is how my father did it. This is how
I
his
see.
father did it before him. This is the
see.
way our family has done it for generations. We're a hammer family.
You're a hammer
Some
family.
people use other methods. Some people might use swords. Some people might use electric shock. We're a hammer family, so we're staying true to our history as farmers, and we're hitting those cows. And there's a side benefit, actually, of why you hit a cow with a hammer, because
What's that?
it tells the others, hey, death is coming, get ready. So what we do is we actually line all the cows up, and we make them all face forward, and we make them all watch as we hit each cow individually, like Joe Pesci in the film Casino. We hit it repeatedly until it falls over, stops convulsing, and then we point to this cow in line and say, it's your turn, Bessie.
You mentioned Joe Pesci in the film Casino.
That's
And I
right.
believe what happened in that film was he was led out to a cornfield and beaten to death with bats. Is that
And he was
correct?
buried alive. He was buried alive as well. I think it's important to stress that, because if we cannot get a cow to stop convulsing, we will just dig a hole and bury it alive. In the same way, all of our slaughter techniques are based on things that Joe Pesci did in films. When we started this, we were using a gun, and I'm not talking about like a euthanasia gun. This was just a normal 45 caliber pistol based on the scene in Goodfellas, where Joe Pesci comes into a room, they come up behind him, and they pop the back of the head. That's the way
Right.
way we used to do it. So we would put some grass inside the slaughterhouse, and we would lead the cow in, and the cow would see and say, "Oh, this is great. I'm about to be fill my stomachs," and then boom. We pop in the head falls over. But after we saw the film Casino, which was playing on Turner Movie Classics the other day, we said, hey, this is the best way, because that really teaches the cows, and the cows that are watching especially, remember, this isn't just for the cow, this is for the onlookers as well. We want them all to know we are anti-animal and pro-plant.
Anti-animal and pro-plant. Sorry, take it.
Pro-plant.
PETA doesn't feel to the people for the ethical treatment of animals. They don't feel too great about Compassion Kitchen. Is that correct?
Yeah, they sent someone out here a few months ago to take a look at our slaughterhouse, and this woman came in, and when she saw the way that my wife had the cow in a headlock, and then Arturo, or one of our butchers, came over and hit it with his Easton baseball bat repeatedly, they didn't like that. They said, hey, this doesn't seem compassionate at all. And so then what we did was we just put her in the line with the cows so she can have that experience of feeling like, hey, lady, you're next. So maybe keep it to yourself. Don't cause any trouble, because we here at Compassion Kitchen, vegan restaurant, and slaughterhouse, we know how to handle ourselves.
It certainly does sound like you know how to handle yourselves. I will agree with you there for sure. But you started this segment by saying you hit them with hammers.
Yep.
And then you just said you hit them with an Easton baseball bat.
Yeah.
Are you just picking up whatever metal objects
Whatever metal objects happen to be around.
In the head,
hit it
cute
repeatedly.
little cows, goats.
They're not that cute.
Animals like that, and just viciously killing them?
Yeah, you just have to hit him over the head until the skull pops, the brain oozes out, and then you know you've done your job, and you can go back to your vegan kitchen. You can make those delicious jackfruit tacos I was talking about. You can get back to work once you've killed all the animals that are trying to kill your food supply.
I don't want to be unkind. I really appreciate you coming on the show and
it's my
sharing
pleasure.
these delicious jackfruit tacos with my staff. They
Don't
really
even miss
do
the
like
meat.
them. They genuinely are good. I'm just a little shaken up by this idea of viciously killing animals in a slaughterhouse.
The most vicious
next to a
slaughterhouse on the
vegan
West
restaurant
Coast.
called
That's right.
Compassion Kitchen. I'm just going to ask you this question. Please don't take offense.
I'll try.
What is the Compassion in Compassion Kitchen? Why did you choose that name?
We love vegetables, we love legumes,
see.
we love fungi, we love grains, we love those things, and we have compassion on them. We raise them organically, we make sure they get plenty of sunlight, we treat our vegetables and our produce with the highest level of respect,
I see.
compassion. Now when it comes to
I see.
animals, we are absolutely vicious. We are the most vicious slaughterhouse on the West Coast. We kill animals with pain, and we make sure that it takes a while, and we make an example out of them. So, yeah, we are compassionate. We're compassionate about fruits and vegetables and delicious food, and making recipes that are gonna make you feel like maybe something like your grandma might have made years ago, you know.
I have to say, this talk of slaughtering animals with pain makes
Lots
me a
of pain.
little uncomfortable. And I think we should change topics.
You wouldn't have made it on
and
the
move
farm.
on. I understand that you have a cookbook.
That's right. It is called Compassion for Kale Recipes from the Slaughterhouse. The first 100 pages are full color recipes, the exact same recipes we have in our restaurant. We are opening up our cookbooks to the public and letting them have in there that you just look right at it and you can make it yourself at home. And then the last 25 pages of the books are just pictures of Arturo and my wife and myself brutally, viciously killing goats, llamas, camels, horses, all kinds of different ways we kill with baseball bats, hammers, hidden with our car. It is just the last 25 pages of this vegan cookbook is just blood, wall to wall, blood and gore, and we are absolutely delighted, and it's something unique and special about our restaurant.
Celeste, I don't want to tell you how to run your business, but I imagine your vegan clientele is probably more compassionate about animals than
the
you
weak
are.
ones.
Do you get any pushback from your customers that
We don't
there's a
care.
slaughterhouse sounded like performing all sorts of basically animal murder just feet away from where they're enjoying
Total
delicious
brutality.
dishes like this delicious jackfruit tacos, for example?
I'll just say this. Last night, we did 57 tables. That's right, you
Is
heard
that a
me.
lot?
57 tables. So our reservations are full. The wait list is getting longer and longer. And so anyone that has a problem with the fact that we beat animals mercilessly to death can go to Burger King and get themselves a Whopper. If they want to eat garbage, they can go ahead and do it because we are compassionate about vegetables, grains, fruits, and legumes at Compassion Kitchen, vegan restaurant, and slaughterhouse of Santa Monica.
This is definitely not how I thought this interview was going to go. When
The
I
restaurant is
saw there
full
was
of
a vegan
surprises.
restaurant called Compassion
Compassion
Kitchen, I
Kitchen.
expected there to be a bit more compassion and maybe a little less slaughtering going on there.
That's what we do.
So I'm going to go ahead and just wrap this up. The food is very good. My producer,
Yes,
Rory,
and that's what
he
matters.
looks a little mortified right now based on some of the
No.
things you've said, but he
My
said the
father
jackfruit
wouldn't-
tacos
would toughen
were
him right up.
sublime. So you definitely have something great going on there. Do you have any last thing that you want to plug before we sign off?
Well, as we were sitting here, I actually just got a text from my realtor, and it looks like we've successfully closed the purchase on the next door building as well.
Oh.
So that is very exciting. So not only have we added the slaughterhouse, but we just bought the property next door, and
see.
Compassion Kitchen is going to actually be expanding into that new building as well. But don't
Wow.
worry, it won't be a slaughterhouse.
Oh, that's good. I'm glad to hear that.
It's going to be an only kill shelter.
Okay, I feel like now we're back at this idea of killing animals.
Killing animals,
I've never
that's
even
what we
heard
do.
of an only kill shelter. Obviously, I've heard of a no kill shelter. That's where they
We're
try and
always
find
innovating.
an owner for a pet for that's been found or donated before having to euthanize it. But an only kill shelter, I'm afraid to ask, and Rory's giving me a look right now. Rory, I see it.
Toughen up,
I'm gonna
Rory.
ask, how does an only kill shelter work? And please don't tell me that you're hitting dogs and cats with baseball bats and hammers.
No, we wouldn't do that. We put them right into the pizza oven.
Okay. Somehow that seems worse to me than
Yeah, it's
hitting
brutal.
them with hammers and baseball bats. You put them into the pizza oven
Right in.
from your restaurant, Compassion Kitchen, right in front of the customers.
That's right. If you remember the film Casino starring Joe
Okay.
Pesci, there's a
Casino
scene
again.
where Robert De Niro catches two men cheating at blackjack. And so what
At
he does
blackjack,
is
yeah.
he brings out what he calls Mr. Happy, which is a sparkling birthday cake. And it
Yeah.
draws everybody's attention to it. And then while everybody's looking at that sparkling, beautiful vegan cake, which is made with no eggs or dairy products whatsoever,
Okay.
we take the puppies and dogs and cats and we throw them right in the pizza oven.
Oh,
and
no.
we cheer and sing happy birthday really loud so no one can hear the screams as
Oh,
they
screams?
burn away and turn into just ash.
I normally don't do this on the show, but I think some of the things you're describing may require some more investigation. Maybe not by me, maybe by authorities. That sounds like PETA had a problem with it.
No, they weren't fans.
But Celeste, I just want to be clear. You don't own any pets yourself, right?
Well, I have lots of pets actually. I
Okay.
have piranhas. I have a big tank full of piranhas in my living room. And again, it's also useful. It's not just a fun pet to have. They're not just really,
I
really
see.
cute, but they're a great disposal animal as well. So you want to
Disposal
have a
animal?
disposable animal. I have lots of pit bulls that I keep in a cage
Oh,
when I'm not
okay.
hitting them with hammers, and I can
Oh,
throw
no.
smaller game to them. Rabbits, pheasants, doves, things like that. If I
Oh.
want to just obliterate something small, I'll throw it to the pit bulls, and then that's their food. And then I don't even have to give them grains. I don't have to give them fruits, vegetables, legumes, fungi, all those things I can save for the kitchen, which is most important. That at Compassion Kitchen, we are compassionate towards vegetables, fruits, grains, legumes, and anything else that we put in our food as well.
You keep listing vegetables, fruits, grains,
Vegetables,
legumes.
fruits, grains,
You've really
legumes,
thought through
fungi.
your vegan cuisine.
That's
And
right.
I'm wondering if maybe it would be time to think about how you treat these animals. Have you ever thought that maybe you shouldn't slaughter animals, that it might be inconsistent with your values as a vegan restaurant?
You're thinking maybe I should just like blow them up quickly,
No.
just like
No.
some dynamite,
That wasn't
put
what I was
all the
thinking.
cows, camels, horses, whatever we have in the slaughterhouse, just, have them gather around some dynamite and just blow them
No.
right up.
No,
The
I
problem with
wouldn't do
that I know, yes, we have thought about this. Arturo
I'm
did
afraid
bring it
of
up
that.
once, is that we're not able to extract the meat. So if we take a bunch of puppies or kittens or even, some chickens and we blow them up in the restaurant, we're going to damage the walls. And there's a potential that we could damage our vegan restaurant in the front, which we don't want to take that risk. So anything that we do is really just about slaughtering animals mercilessly, eliminating them of their life force, and just removing them from the world so that our beautiful fruits, vegetables, grains, legumes, and fungi are protected from the danger of
like to list
herbivores,
that.
because we hate animals. In fact, if you come to a restaurant, there's a sign that says Compassion Kitchen, Vegan Restaurant, Slaughterhouse. We hate animals. Voted America's most vicious slaughterhouse
Most
2
vicious
years in a row,
slaughterhouse.
and we are very, very proud of that title, and we are not going to lose it. We're going to hold on to that title because it does come with a trophy. It's a kind of a plexiglass thing that we hang up at the front. People would see that we are the most vicious slaughterhouse, and so when you come to our restaurant and you try those jackfruit tacos, you're going to say, wow, these people really care about what they do. They do it to the best of their abilities, and I'm going to come here and I'm going to bring 20 or so of my friends. But please do leave your dogs at home because they might get thrown into a pizza oven if you try and bring them into the restaurant.
Welcome to Fringeland, where the lines get blurred, where the art and the unheard finally get their word. Aliens and outlaws, politics and schemes. Fringeland's the place for the wildest dreams.